Hey guys, this is Paige at Cover Books, and I was asked on Twitter to do, well, I wasn't asked on Twitter, Farah at Madge Bookshelf did a favorite books so far of the year post or video on YouTube, and she mentioned a couple of us, and I was included in those, and she wants me to do one of those videos, and I figured why not, because I do have a lot of books that are my favorite so far this year, so why not? The first two I don't have with me because either they're being borrowed or they weren't my book to begin with. But those two, of course, are Divergent and Insurgent by Veronica Roth. And when I saw them behind her pillow, I was like, what? You need to read them! Because they're amazing, and I love them. I just think they're amazing. Like, Veronica Roth did an amazing job keeping me turning pages, the intense, the fighting. I loved it. I loved it all. Now, alright, my brother's he keeps trying to come in the video, so if he comes in, I'm not going to start over because I don't feel like it. I'm too annoyed or not annoyed, but too lazy to start over. How about that? So the rest are all physical books. The first one that I just read recently is Ask the Passengers by A.S. King. I actually finished this a couple days ago, and I loved it. It's so one of my favorites right now. I've never read anything by A.S. King before, but I'm glad I read this because, like I said, it was amazing. It's about a girl who's struggling with figuring out if she's gay or not. And like I said in my review, I feel very strongly about that gay people shouldn't have a problem. They should be able to be gay and be free and happy and all that. And I said that all in my review, but that's one of the reasons why I love this book. Next one I also read this year is The Summer I Turned Pretty by Jenny Han. I don't know what I can say about this book, just that I love it. I just picked up the sequel and I'm really excited to read it. I'm hoping to read it either this month or next month because, it's a summertime book and I want to read it during the summer. But I absolutely love this book, and the twist that happened at the end, I knew it was coming. I knew it was coming in the beginning when they first got there, because why was the mother in bed sleeping when she's usually there to greet them as soon as they walk in? So that kind of gave me a hint, and I was like, yeah, that's going to happen. But it was totally, I had forgotten about it near the end, and it was totally a surprise. Anyway, this is one of the ones I love. Next, we have Slide by Jill Hathaway. I got this. This was one of the books from my very first signings. I've never been to a signing before other than this one, and I got it signed by Jill Hathaway. I have a bookmark too, but I don't have that with me. It's in my desk somewhere. But this is about a girl who can slide into other people's brains and witness what they're doing, and while I think she's in the bathroom or something, she slides into her sister's best friend's killer. And so throughout the whole book, she has to figure out who's the killer and why, and it's basically a mystery book, and I loved it. Because I love mystery books, but I haven't been able to get into them again, because usually there's not that many YA that are full-blown mystery, and this one was, so I absolutely loved it, and I'm so glad I finished it. I finished it in like a day. I mean, granted, it's a short book, but I loved it so much. Next is something you all should know. If you guys haven't read it, you seriously need to right now go read it. Even if I know a lot of you are probably scared because people are like, oh, I cried so much and I don't want to cry, but this book was amazing and you need to. The Fault in Our Stars by John Green. People are afraid, like I said, they're afraid that they're going to cry, but it's not just sad. Like, there's some very funny moments in it. Like, I cannot even tell you how many times this book had me cracking up so bad, and I loved it. If you guys followed me on Twitter while I was reading this book, I tweeted a bunch of lines from the book, the funny ones. Oh, it was so funny. Like, there was one, the main character, Augustus, who was helping his friend to get over a breakup, and he was hitting, and the guy that just got broken up with was hitting something with a pillow, and Augustus was like, dude, man, try something that breaks, and he's like, okay, and he starts banging something that breaks, and he's like, oh, that feels so much better. It was so funny. I laughed so hard, and you guys probably don't get that because I was talking fast, but if you guys read the book, you'll find that part, and then you'll come and thank me because it's funny and it makes you laugh. That's one of the things I loved about that book, is you're so sad and you're crying throughout a lot of it, but there's funny moments that breaks up the crying so that you're not crying throughout the whole thing, which I love. And last but not least is by far probably one of my favorite books of the year, Tiger's Curse by Colleen Hooke. It came out a couple years ago, but I just read it this year and I loved it. I was intimidated by the size because this is a huge book. It's huge this way and huge page wise. but I finished it in a day, or like 2 days, and that should tell you something, because I don't finish big books like this in 2 days. I'm intimidated by them. I read them slowly, even though most of the time I end up liking them, but this one I absolutely loved. I loved all the characters, the plot, everything. I was a little bit iffy about the ending because I didn't like what happened, and I'm a little bit scared to read the second book because I don't want the main character to end up with someone else. I want her to be with Ren. That is my dying passion. I want her to be with Ren. That's all I want. But, like, the second book has his brother on the cover, and I'm just like, no, I don't want her to be with his brother. I want her to be with Ren. So, I don't know. I'm most likely going to read the second book, but I'm kind of putting it off because I don't want to read it. Anyway, that is all my favorite books of the year so far. That was 7 books, so she did 8, but I just pulled out 7 quick books. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and thank you for watching. Bye!